Hello, starting a new year. It's just the 2nd of January. So I thought I'd run a wee video. Bulb log diary supplement to show you what's happening in the sand beds in the bulb houses. These are the sand beds, which as you can see are just shallow plunges filled with nothing but sharp sand. Ideally, if you had the choice, you would make them an awful lot deeper than that. But that's what I had, so that's what I'm using. And the sharp sand is a good mixture of sand, so you've got some larger particles and small particles, so that it's both freely draining but also holds the moisture. You can see the levels in there, still holding moisture, and as I move round you'll see the other side's a bit drier. So it's mostly narcissus and flowers that are here at the moment, and these are all these narcissus I've got here. I'm talking mostly narcissus, but there's a wee crocus just coming up. All these narcissus are seedlings. They're mixed seedlings that have arisen from open pollinated plants that we have growing. So they're of the hoop petticoat type. So they've got this lovely flared hoop petticoat. And there's a few species involved, so the strong yellows, probably if I come round here, this is a strong yellow. They involve bulbicodium, and then there's cantabricus, which is no cantabricus out at the moment, and there's romoxii, and this is probably pretty close to what you're going to get as a Narcissus romoxii. So that's one, and here's another little one down here, similar but slightly different, and they all hybridize among each other and become a real problem. The other one we've got that's involved, and this is is the one that is albidus. So whether you call it Cantabricus albidus, or as Mike Salmon's done in his book, put them as a separate species of Narcissus albidus. Then there's Narcissus, that's not to be confused with one I'll look at, Narcissus albidum, which is another hybrid, but they are whatever they are, and here I don't worry about the names because they're all interbreeding, they're all fertile, they all cross. Many of the hybrids are in themselves fertile and produce seed, so you get complex hybrids within this area. So really we're looking at a hybrid swarm, and you will find hybrid swarms in the wild as well, but I just love the mixtures. These little ones, really strong yellows. You get some like this with a very flattened out flared face and a nice trumpet. So there's lots of fritillarias to come up in here. I only started to put narcissus in this end here. This was all planted with fritillarias, and if you search back you'll find a video of when I planted it. So this is I only started to put narcissus in there last year because I decided I wanted some flowers in at this time of year. Growing up the side, of course, we have, this is Tropiolum speciosum, not speciosum, this is Tropiolum tricolorum. I'll restart. And it's really hardy as long as it's kept under glass. It really gets pretty cold in here, and the frost doesn't seem to bother it, but if the corm is wet and frosted outside, it dies. Likewise on this side I have a lot of Sternbergias in here. Climbing up the side here this is Tropiolum azurium, and it's only azurium in this bed, and all these I planted in by seed from the other bulb house. You can see the seedlings are running about. This is a nice cyclamen leaf down here with some more nice little narcissus at this side. So I'll work and get more Narcissus up on that side. But if we just run round the three sides, and the flowering interest here will continue right up until probably May, when they will start. And even after that, I've started to find things, some South African bulbs and some alliums, that take the flowering into June and July. So that's my challenge, is to find them more. But I think this is just one of my favourites. And when they're spaced out like that, I just find it absolutely gorgeous. And if I go down to one of the other bulb houses now, as we just come out, here's the bed. I'm starting to mulch the beds at the garden in its midwinter, with lots of buds pushing. But we're not going to stop at that. We're going to come round we're going to come past the bulb house with the pots, because I want to stick with the sand plunges just now. But this bulb house is I still grow everything there in pots. But if I spin around here, despite the fact I say I've tried to cut back on how much I grow, still growing lots and lots of bulbs from seed, all different Narcissus seeds and cyclamen seeds. But let's move forward to the other bulb house, sand plunge, and this is the one that's most established, longest planted, and really it's too successful. If you think back to the one I just left that nicely spaced, where you could see each individual flower, they all had space to move and grow and not get pulled up. Here they're growing so successfully that they're forming clumps, and the competition's becoming really intense. So I intend to go in here in the summer when they're all dormant and going to their summer rest. I'll go in and thin out the number of bulbs we've got in here, so they've all got a bit more room again. But again, the same sort of mixture. A lot more of the white ones are dominant in here. So we have, this is was called Cantabricus foliaceus, if you go with that, but then it's Mike Salmon's put this into, he's put this one into the albidus. This is a nice little group of seedlings, one of our own groups of seedlings, just forming a nice clump. And I know that one well. I've not bothered to name it, but it's a beautiful little white one. It stays small and compact. There's another one round here. We come round, which still going. This is the one I am going to work on, and have got some in pots to build up. This is going to become Narcissus Craigton Chalice, because it's got that lovely cup-shaped corona. Again, you can see the mixture here, all sorts of different colours. But if you look in here, you can see come down, you can see the mass of buds that are coming out and the mass of stems, and how what was just a few years ago a single bulb has now become a clump. So I will work on these. This is an Ephean that's got in here and is doing rather too well, so I'm going to take that out. It really doesn't need to be in here. Likewise, another Ephean here. I'll get those taken out. Along the back wall we've got the Tropiolum, that's Tricolorum there. You can see the difference. This is Azurium down here, and at this end. So here we have, if I look at the foliage here, this is Tropiolum Azurium, and notice the sort of long narrow leaflets. We come along, this is the Tricolorum, the leaflets are broader. So that's a fine mixture. So that's the other sand plunge, which I'm sure you'll agree is while being very successful in producing lots and lots and lots of flowers, it's a bit congested now. So that's a short review of what's happening in the bulb plunges at the moment. So I'll leave you there. Thank you very much for joining me, and I look forward to you joining me as I release more bulb log video diary supplements through the year. If you've not found my bulb log, by the way, on srgc.net you will find Ian Young's bulb log. It's a weekly written diary, lots of pictures, lots of information, sharing what I'm doing in the garden, not just the bulb houses but all over the garden. You can share that every single week. So thanks again for joining me, and I'll see you again hopefully in a month or so's time.